You all have not started 0-2 since like 2012, and that was the year you opened with Ohio State and Pitt on the road. How important is it for you to come out here with your first home game and get on the board?
Well, it's going to be huge. I mean, we're playing a really good team. Picked to win our conference. Came within a play of beating UCF last year. We had a shot to beat them last year too, so we know how good they are. It's going to be a big game for us.
Coach Norvell felt that the big difference last year as opposed to the previous couple of years they played you is he thought that they were matched you physically, that
the big thing that we had 5 turnovers.
Right.
That's the big thing. We got to take care of the rock.
Right, you moved the ball.
Yeah, we got to take care of the ball.
Right.
I mean, we got to take. We had 5 turnovers and roughing the kicker. So you say 6 turnovers, we're still in the game. So we got to take care of the ball.
Right. What in terms of what you're seeing out of this quarterback, the transfer, look pretty good to you?
Yeah, really good player. Mike's a really good coach. He's offensive coordinator, head coach, quarterback coach, and so he knows how to groom guys. That's why there are different quarterbacks that come in, similar to Ivan with our stuff, and they just keep moving on.
Right.
Because he's really good at what he does.
Do you know now on Wednesday whether your team has reacted well to the quick turnaround and all the travel, or is that something you won't really know till Saturday?
Probably the final test will be Saturday. I thought we were better yesterday. I know they're feeling. I know I'm feeling it today.
Right.
Today was a different day, and I just feel like our guys a little bit more sluggish today. But hopefully we still got some time. Hopefully by Saturday we'll be totally adjusted back to East Coast time.
Right. I've been meaning to ask you about Dallas Chauncey. I know he's not practicing, and Strauss told me that he's suspended for a violation of team rules. What can you say about Dallas? Is he allowed to come out here at all and watch, or no?
Just what you said.
He's suspended
for team rules.
Right. I know he is a kid that's a transfer from Wisconsin. A lot of fans are always asking me about him because he has a pedigree of sorts. Do you still have high hopes that he can help this program?
Yeah, he just got to take care of business in the hall, and hopefully things will work out.
You feel that you all could have played better back on the back end?
There's no doubt we could have played better. We just didn't execute very well, and they made plays when they had the opportunity, and every opportunity we had to make a play, we didn't make a play. Pretty simple as that. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're a really explosive offense, and we knew that going in, but we just simply didn't execute very well.
I was watching the game again last night, and there was a lot of passes where there was a Navy guy right there and just didn't quite react, or there was a couple times when Navy guys got their hands on balls. It could have been picks or whatever, but I mean, do you feel there was times when they were in position and just didn't quite react quickly enough to make the play?
Absolutely. I mean, I know specifically at safety we had 5 missed opportunities. Jake Springer had 2, Juan had 1, and then Sean had 2. Now the one on the sideline was going to be a hard catch to make and get in bounds, but in our room, if we get our hands on it, we expect to make the play. So those guys know that, they understand that, and after we got back and reviewed the film, I mean, most of those guys watched it that night after the game. So that's how much it means to them, and we're just looking forward to this next opportunity to go back out on the field and get better.
Well, and obviously another high-powered passing offense. This team can do what Hawaii did in a different manner. So what is the message out here this week as to what has to happen to step it up a notch and be able to defend a really good passing offense?
We just got to play with better technique, better body position, and then when we do have body position on receivers and stuff, we have the opportunity to make a play. We got to make a play. It's the one thing we're harping on this year is turnovers. Trying to find a way to get the ball back for our offense.
Because that could have changed a lot on Saturday.
Oh, absolutely.
Like those opportunities you mentioned.
5 missed opportunities is 35 points. And then, we give up a 3rd and long in one situation, which led to another touchdown. So, we had our opportunities again, and we just didn't make them. And then again, coming into town this weekend is Memphis, who's a very, very explosive offense, just like they were last year, and we knew that going in, and had a pretty good plan last year. But they do a great job of finding your weaknesses, and we got to find a way to disguise our looks and kind of bait them into some stuff if we can, per se. But we just got to do a good job of making plays again when we have the opportunity.
I didn't have them ready to play, basically. Give credit to Hawaii. They're a tremendous team. A ton of talent. The 2 wide receivers were, we've seen a lot of teams with one of those guys, but we've not seen many with 2 of them.
The inside really Bird and
Ursa, and the quarterback was money. I mean, O-line did a nice job. We couldn't get to the quarterback. I think we might have twice or something, but I just got to get them prepared better.
I mean, so is it a case, do you kind of not get down on your defense and say just say credit to where credit is due, or do you feel that Navy did some things that that helped with that situation?
Yeah, we obviously did some things that helped, but it's a long season. We got to regroup and get better. I've got to coach better. We got to play better. We got to play harder, and But yeah, we still got however many games left. It's still early.
So coming back out here this week, and Kenny had said that his focus was to get the defense fixed, is his words. What do you do to do that? I mean, anything in particular? Do you try to change things, change schemes, change personnel, or do you just try to dial down?
We just have to do what we do better. We need to do it harder. We need to, again, just like I said, we need to coach harder. They need to play harder. We didn't need to change a lot of things. A lot of the guys were first experience. That'll help them at least being on the field a little bit. So, but it all falls right back on me. I've got to get them ready to play.
Well, you did have a lot of guys out there for the first time, and it's different under the lights, and maybe that will help them this week. It won't be as nervous.
Well, they've at least done it. So, hopefully that translates into some maturity, and we go from there.
So, as far as bright spots on defense, anyone that stood out to you?
I think there were a couple guys that played at the standard, but I wouldn't say, that we as a group played as a standard. So, I think, that's about what I'd say. I think we had a couple guys that maybe played at the standard we're looking for, but really as a group, as a whole, we didn't.
The two strikers led the team in tackles. So is that just because they happened to have a lot of action come their way, or did you feel that those? I thought Fachman stepped up and made a couple nice aggressive plays early in the game. But I'm sure he made his share of mistakes.
I was happy with Fachman. First start, he's never really tackled. He missed all the spring, so I was excited about that. That was a bright spot. I thought Nash did some good things, but again, nobody played well enough to get a lot of accolades.
Right. So Memphis, can you tell us a little bit about what you see out of them? Obviously, they put up a lot of points in their game, but it's a bit of an overmatched opponent.
Well, they're just like they were last year. They got three really good running backs. They got a group of great wide receivers. The quarterback reminds me of Roddy Ferguson. He looks the same physically. Really strong arm, can run. So O-line, they lost two guys. Three of them are back. So it's about the same team we played last year. Their scheme is about the same. So we just got to go in and play.
All right, they got a couple guys that are track guys, like this one tailback that's kind of new. He didn't really play last year, and he's like a American Athletic Conference sprint champion.
Yeah, they got a whole group of guys that can run. So we're just going to have to be technique perfect and be focused and be on our game, and or they're going to run by you. It's the way it is. Every game's going to be like that in this league.
Right.
Every team's got those kind of people. So we can't take a bad step. We can't look somewhere where we're not supposed to look, or it's over. That's how fast it happens.
Pressure on the quarterback's going to be key.
Always. Yeah, that's always. You got to make that guy feel uncomfortable. You got to start where it starts. If
Right.
you can't do that, then you don't. If they can get comfortable back there, you're going to have problems.